is our editor?
Hans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll have the video.
So you're not really gonna post an hour worth of us BSing.
I don't know. We'll see
Try to whittle that down.
if we BS for an hour. I think it's.
We're gonna lose some views there. I'm not sure if they're gonna make it to the
I told
end.
him,
I don't think so either.
You should put the cuts in there where you can like skip ahead to certain topics. Be like, Sean and Hans BS with for an hour, and then there's 20 minutes of like we talk about Dan's experience in the Navy.
Yeah.
That's the part that I want.
Oh man. Alrighty. Boom. We're in it. So, thanks for tuning in. It's gonna be episode number 2. We brought on one of our members, Dan. Dan has been with us for a while now. He actually has been one of the longest One Life CrossFit members we've had. He was a member when we were over at our temporary location at the barn. We talked about that last time, Sean, when we were on the show. But yeah, Dan's been with us for a long time, and he's a hard-working person. I'm very excited to have all of you get to know him a little bit more. I still don't know everything about Dan. He could be hiding a bunch of things.
We're gonna find out right now.
We're gonna find out right now. It's gonna be a
Crack
great
open
time.
the shell right here.
Exactly. But before all of that, Sean, how are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling good?
Training this week has been pretty intense.
Yeah.
Feeling a little sore. Went a little too hard last night at dinner.
There
I'm
you
feeling
go.
it this morning, but I'm sure workout today will set me right.
I
and
like
then
it.
I'll either barf and feel better, or I'll just feel better.
I like it. Dan, how you feeling, man?
I'm good.
Feeling
I'm
good?
It's been a good week. Yeah.
I like it. Any highlights this week from training or work or anything of the sort you thought was really, really fun?
My favorite workout. You know what the highlight has been wearing my vest.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I just started doing that.
That is right. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
No,
yeah. So
no.
Dan picked up a vest. It's like a Kevlar, super nice. It's a really nice
So you've
vest.
been training with the vest on?
I've been doing a 1 mile run after our workouts.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, our 1 mile loop
Yeah, I remember you did it last week, but
Yeah.
it sounds best.
with
But this week
the
you're starting
with the
vest.
20-pound vest.
Oh,
yeah.
heck yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Super rad. Yeah,
Savage.
he's been kicking ass. Cool. Well, Dan, let's just dive in, man. Let's just
Okay.
dive in. I know that you are a member. I know that you're a teacher here in town. I know that you have some Navy history in your past. Other than that, and that you can hang from a pull-up bar for 4 minutes.
Oh, dude.
We did a challenge of who can hang on the pull-up bar for the longest, and Dan took 4 minutes.
Smoked it.
Crazy. But other than those things, I don't know a whole lot of Mr. Dan. I know that you're Dan the man because that's just what I call you. But where did it all start, Dan? Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Sacramento,
Okay.
but we moved here in junior high school. So I went to Fessler Junior High School
Oh, okay.
and Santa Maria High School, class of '89.
89.
Yeah.
I wasn't even anything. Yeah.
I was born.
Were you
born.
born?
Don't worry.
Okay.
I was born, yeah.
Class of 89. I like it.
Yeah, and then I went to Hancock and eventually Cal Poly,
Nice. What'd you study when you went to Cal Poly?
industrial engineering.
Was that always what you were
No,
kind of going towards?
when I was in high school, I wanted to be an architect,
Okay.
you know, and drafting, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
because that's what the classes they had over there at the time. But when I went to Hancock, I started taking metal shop and stuff and realized that was my.
I was going to ask you if you
yeah.
had any like revelations while you were at Hancock.
That was it.
Yeah.
I started in the welding program over there, and they had this club, a welding club, and we competed in Los Angeles and Sacramento, and I just loved it. And that kind of got me off into
Nice.
that direction, and did more of it at Poly.
It's super rad.
They still,
Yeah.
they still do stuff like that at Hancock? Like
Oh, yeah.
still? Yeah? Okay.
Oh yeah, the welding program is strong, and the machining program as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you do now do a little bit of teaching at Hancock, right?
Yeah.
Do you do machinery?
Yeah,
do you do welding? Do you
I'm at both places actually. So for the high school district, I teach at the new Career Technical Education Center
Okay.
over by the Elks Rodeo.
across the freeway?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been over there. It looks beautiful from afar. I haven't like cruised up there.
It
It looks cool.
It is a stellar facility.
Yeah?
Beautiful.
Can you just go up there and check it out, or?
It's a closed campus,
Okay.
so you would need an invitation.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if
But,
if the podcast goes well, maybe maybe we'll get invited. If it doesn't, we might be banned. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great facility. We have construction, diesel, agriculture, culinary, and then I'm teaching machine.
That's super rad, man. That's super rad. So to backtrack a little bit. So you went to Hancock. You went to Cal Poly. How long were you at Cal Poly before you eventually left, or what was the next steps after that?
I took my time there.
Yeah.
I was there 5 years
Uh-huh.
after the 2 at Hancock. So,
Oh, yeah.
but I was in no rush, and I would do it again the same way. You know,
Yeah.
those were some pretty good years. I wasn't in any hurry to get out of there. It was a good time.
Absolutely.
It is interesting. There's kind of like a bit of rush to. I don't know if it's like just kind of in us, like we want to check the box and get done. But I similarly like did Hancock for a couple years and then like changed majors and then did like 2 more years at Hancock and then did like 3 years at university, and it was like you know, glad that I like made the discoveries and made the
Sure.
changes, you know, as time went along.
Sure.
Yeah, don't rush through it.
Nice. So how long after you were at Cal Poly did the next like adventure come along? Because I know you were in the Navy, correct?
Yeah. So as soon as I graduated,
Oh, as soon as you graduated.
I went into the Navy as an officer.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
how long did
that
you
was
serve there?
just 4 years.
4 years. Okay. Awesome. Any when you
my-
first started, how was that?
You know, you first start off at Officer Candidate School, which is in Florida.
Okay.
And it was in the summertime, so it was pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hot and humid for a Santa Maria, and it was a shock.
Yeah.
Real shock. Just,
Oh man.
My grandparents live in Florida, and I remember still to this day the feeling of walking through the little terminal thing at the airport when you get off the plane and just being like, I can't breathe. Oh my god. Yeah, I still remember that. I was like 8, and I still remember exactly how that felt.
Oh man.
oh boy, the stories from that place. I don't know if you want to hear any
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Gotta give us one at
officer
least,
candidate
man.
stories.
Here's the officer
Yeah.
candidate story.
This was a long time ago, you know. Keep in mind, this is back in 1996 for me. But
That's it. I was here. I made it. I made it. Go ahead.
But they try to get you to quit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they gotta weed out the weak.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's pretty rough, and they would just do all sorts of crazy, torturous things to you. And one of the things that
Like make you go outside in Florida. Torturous.
there you go.
You have to lay next to the pool. You can't be in the pool. Just gotta be just with your hand in it. No, go ahead.
they would just berate you all the time. And I remember we were in line getting our food, and you had to walk with a tray with all your food, and you are always looking straight forward. You could never just be like looking around like at this kind of thing. You're always just straightforward, almost like a robot.
Yeah.
And so we're walking along like this, and this girl in front of me is being yelled at. Just like the drill instructor's in her face, you know, the spit, you can see the spit flying, you know, it's hitting her in the face, and that was, they love doing that, you know,
Oh, I
the
bet.
spray getting you, and just saying horrible things. And it was like midway through the 3-month thing, and she just lost it. And she had this tray with all her food, 2 glasses of water, of course, because we had to have 2 glasses of water because it was so hot.
Florida.
And just this everything, and she just throws it up in the air.
Oh gosh.
All of it just comes crashing down, and she ran out the door,
Oh no.
never to be seen again.
Wow.
That was it. You know?
Crazy.
Who knows? And she wasn't the only one who we never saw again. People would just, you know, quit, and
Wow.
so it was definitely the most dramatic quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you made it.
yeah.
You made it.
I made it. Barely, but yeah.
Barely.
Were there ever times where you would like, because I'm sure you start to build some sort of relationship with people. Like, I mean, how you were saying, like you got to look forward, you can't really look around. So I mean, everything is very straight to a T. But I'm sure there were some eye contacts you made with somebody. Like you knew some people. You were like, that guy's probably
Yeah.
gonna do good.
Yeah, in the evening, in your little dorm room,
Yeah.
you know, it was casual. You could talk to the
Okay.
people that you were. It was like 4 people to a room.
Okay. Nice. Do you going through was it like a boot camp stage? I'm not 100%.
Yeah, it's a lot like a boot camp.
Okay. So going through that stage, what's the like percent you would say that do pass? Like how many people were in your?
Yeah, it was. I believe about 60% made it through from the
okay.
original. So about 40%
Yeah.
did not.
Dang.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's gnarly. Crazy. So the whole time you were in Florida, when you finished your boot camp there, do you stay there or did you get transferred somewhere else? Or during those 4 years when you were in the Navy, where were you?
Yeah. So my next duty station was a training station right here in Ventura.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, at the CB command there. So I
Okay.
was affiliated with the CBs, which is the construction battalion. That's what it stands for. So after that, I was then sent off to my first actual duty in Sasebo, Japan.
Sasebo.
Sasebo.
Wow.
I don't think I've heard of Sasebo before. Right?
Sasebo is in southern Japan. It's real close to Nagasaki.
Okay.
So
Did you say Sasebo or Sasebo?
Bo.
Bo.
B-
Okay.
B-O, yeah.
Okay. Sasebo. All right.
Yeah, beautiful place. I really enjoyed it. Probably the big highlight of that experience was taking martial arts there in the local community,
Okay.
Okay.
and it was taught in Japanese.
Yeah.
Everybody else there was Japanese,
Yeah.
Wow.
so I was just kind of following along.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. The sensei's brother owned a sushi shop in the neighborhood,
Okay.
just like a mile from my house. And he spoke English. So on occasion, we would meet over there
Yeah.
at his brother's, and his brother would interpret for us, you know, and that's how I kind
okay.
of got to know
Oh, okay.
my teacher.
Yeah.
But he did not speak any English, so.
Wow.
It was-
I mean, you didn't speak any Japanese?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So how long were you in Japan?
About 2 years.
That's cool.
That's extremely cool.
Yeah, it was great. The people were just so nice. I cannot say how overstate how kind they were and helpful. And they really appreciated that I wanted to learn about
Yeah.
them, you know.
Absolutely. Wow. So the martial arts, going into that, is that something that the Navy wanted you to do, or is that something that
No.
you just took? You just kind of.
Yeah,
personal
I had done a little bit of it at Cal Poly,
Okay.
and so I sought it out. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool, man. That's cool. How much downtime did you have when you were in Japan during that time when you were working?
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
It was just like a 40-hour work week.
Okay. Nice. Were
So-
there any other hobbies that you kind of grabbed or gravitated to, or things you did while you were there? Or
I worked out a lot.
yeah.
A
Okay.
lot. I was working out before work and after work too.
Is that kind of where it started, or have you always? Because I know you've naturally been kind of like active and
Yeah.
you've done a lot. But where
When
would you
start
say
working
Yeah.
on that hang?
Yeah. Where's
is
the
when you started training the hang?
I've always thought of myself as an athlete. My dad was a pretty serious athlete. He ran triathlons when I was a little kid, so I had that, you know, influence, and I was road biking in junior high school with him.
Okay.
So that's probably where exercise started. You know, where you're just biking for the purpose of exercise. You know, I rode BMX before that for fun, but yeah, pretty young. And I started doing weights in high school. You know, we took weight training, and I ran track and played football, so we had some there. But it wasn't until I was in college, the last couple of years, I actually started working out with my cousin. He got me into weightlifting.
There you go.
Yeah, he was already pretty serious, and
Is he still serious now? Is
No.
He still, no.
sorry, Nate.
That's how it happens, man. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
but
Where's Nate? Is Nate local? Can Nate come to the gym? Or?
Yeah.
He's in Huntington Beach.
Okay, all right.
He's got a good life. He
All right.
definitely is. But yeah, I was down there doing I was doing an internship actually in SoCal,
Okay.
and so I had some time to burn after work there because I didn't know anybody, and I would go over to his house, and we were working out in his garage, and he was really serious.
Heck yeah.
So that's where it started, and I continued it on my own. When I left him, I actually bought some of my own weights,
Yeah.
kind of the same dumbbells and stuff, and
Yep.
I got my good friend up here interested in it. So yeah, it just kind of grew from there. But in the Navy is definitely where it got serious.
Yeah.
Because there was always a gym, always people to work out with.
I mean, you almost to a certain degree had to, right? I mean, it's not something that it was just
So like mandatory training.
No, it wasn't mandatory. It's interesting. They, especially for the officers, there was nothing. There was no organized exercise. Period.
Oh.
Period. Nothing.
yeah.
I know that for some of the enlisted, they would meet and do group runs or whatever, but I had nothing. So it was completely on my own. But we did a lot. Like I said, I had some good workout partners over there, and we pushed it. They would do a competition from time to time. The powerlifting competitions.
Yeah.
And it was just the local gym,
Yeah.
on the base. So it wasn't like there's a bunch of people there, but you got the sense of it. So it was something to try to work up to. And so that I had a really good time weightlifting.
What was your bench
Uh,
at that point in time?
my bench got up to about 1.5 times my body weight.
Okay.
So that was close to 300.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I was definitely heavier back then, and then squat and deadlift were about 500.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because I weighed about 200, so 2.5 times the body weight. That was decent.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. That's super cool. And what year was that when you were doing a lot of that, when you were really into the lifting there?
Well, the 1998 is toward the end of my stay there in Japan. Things were getting pretty serious.
Okay,
And
so
then
like
and then when I came back here, my next duty station was in 29 Palms at the Naval Hospital. In 29, which is the Marine Corps base is 29 Palms Marine Corps base, but the hospital is run by the Navy.
Oh, okay.
So they have Navy staff, of course, because it's
Yeah.
run by them, and they have facilities maintenance guy, the head of the department. They actually had a decent sized department,
Okay.
taking care of the whole facility.
Yeah.
And I think because hospitals are such a critical thing, they want an officer running that that group of people. So the engineering officer running the guys taking care of the electrical and air conditioning,
Yeah. Yeah.
heating, and so it made sense. It was a pretty good job. I got to know the community really well, and it turned out I really liked the desert. I'd never been to the desert, and I loved it actually.
Nice. Okay.
That whole area, Joshua Tree, is just
Yeah.
A little
yeah,
drier.
Yeah.
A little drier than Florida.
yeah, it's definitely a little dry, but just beautiful, beautiful place. Yeah.
Nice.
So you do. I know you do a lot of hiking. You do a lot of backpacking. You do a lot of that stuff. Is that something that possibly was influenced through Joshua Tree or through the Navy or through your father or something? Where did the backpacking come into play?
That's a good question. Backpacking has only been going on for a few years. I've always thought of myself as an outdoorsman. I've always loved going outside and going for hikes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mountain biking. But, that experience certainly opened my eyes to hiking in other places. I mean, I never would have considered hiking in the desert before that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
considered going to the desert.
Desert just does sound very ominous. Like, go to the desert. That's where you'll go to die.
Right. I mean, we're from Santa Maria. We're accustomed to this
Yeah.
mild weather here. And
Yeah.
It just seems so extreme, and it is extreme. I mean, the summers were like 118. I remember that happening a few times when we were there.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that was in the heat of the day, in the morning, and it would be beautiful. So if you got out and did like a morning hike,
Yeah.
it was wonderful, even in the summertime.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what about your first backpacking trip? Your first serious one that was you had to think about it a little bit. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not just my little
Yeah.
2-day thing or 1.5
Sure.
30-hour thing. Well, what was your first?
My
Big.
first real backpacking stuff trips occurred 3 years ago in Oregon, northeastern Oregon, the Eagle Mountain Wilderness.
Eagle Mountain.
Yeah,
Wilderness.
and
Sounds badass.
it is.
Yeah, it does.
It is pretty badass. It's beautiful, and my family was camp hosting for the summer at
Camp hosting?
Camp hosting.
What does that mean? You're running the camp, like a campsite, or?
Yeah, the campground over there it's by the town of Joseph. It is incredible. If you ever want to stay at an amazing place, I know it's a long way, but the town of Joseph in northeastern Oregon is right next to this campground at Wallowa Lake. And it's like a 220 maybe spot campground, so it's pretty big.
Yeah.
And they had several camp hosts. They have the rangers, of course, but they are assisted by volunteer hosts.
Okay.
And I'd say it was like 5 couples. We were the only one who had a kid, definitely the youngest of the most of these couples are retired. But we were just there for a couple months because we were wanting to get out of town and do something different. Thought our son would enjoy, and he really did. Doing a little work,
Yeah.
picking up trash, that kind of thing. But we had plenty of time off, and it was pretty easy to get 3 days in a row. And I did a few runs out of there into that wilderness. One with my son,
Yeah.
a one-nighter, but then a
How old
couple,
was your son at the time?
7.
7. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Feel very underachieving suddenly.
we started him young.
That's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful place. So that was getting up to 9,000 feet at some of the high points there.
That's gnarly. So for some of the people who don't know specifically like what backpacking is and what goes into it, what would you kind of give like an easy breakdown of what it is? What is it?
Basically, you got to have everything you need to survive on your back. Everything. Because there's very little out there. And in this neck of the woods, even water is not out there. So
Yeah.
when we go backpacking in the mountains around here, you have to have that
It's a
too.
good thing water's really light and easy to carry, right?
Right. Like, gallon's almost.
Probably the heaviest thing to
Yeah.
strap on.
Yeah, a gallon's almost 10 pounds, and you go through about a gallon a day. So it's, man, if you're out for a couple days, it's rough. But over there was plenty of water. So the big thing you got to have is a sleeping bag, of course. It's number one. It's nice to have a tent, a shelter, just to keep bugs and possible rain out.
Yeah.
Food. It's important to have food. So
Did you ever like catching it, like fishing, or you said there wasn't much water, so maybe not.
no, I don't bother with that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's when we go, it's pretty serious. Hiking is pretty much the entire day, and then you get into camp and you just want to eat pretty quickly
Yeah.
and set up camp and go to bed.
Yes.
It's there's not a lot of downtime, not a lot of
That's
messing around. And that's just how I've done it. I know people do it like you're saying, where they'll hike to a destination and spend time there, spend a couple days at a lake or something, and then come home, which sounds great.
Nice.
What's the biggest like the furthest distance you've covered in one trip?
The trip this summer was definitely the big one for me.
Yeah.
So that was just over 60 miles in 5 days.
Oh gosh.
Right? So that was moving. There was the big day on that one was a 16, and with a lot of elevation.
With a lot of elevation.
A lot of going up and down. Right.
Wow.
With a heavy backpack. So yeah, it's hard.
Is that the one that you did with your buddy, or you did alone?
I did alone. He ended up getting injured right before, and
So you were out there for 5 days, 60 miles by yourself.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
That's so hardcore, Dan.
I it's funny. So I told Dan the other morning, I came in because I normally get up at like 3:45, 3:30, and I don't get here until 4:40, and people don't start coming in until like 5. And so I told Dan the other day, I was like, yo, I was tripping out because Karina left for work at 5 p.m. and I'm not going to talk to myself when I'm at the house. And so I'm sitting at home, and I'm eating. I'm eating, I'm doing computer work, and I mean, I go through the whole night, and I'm like, damn, I haven't said, like, in my head, I was like, damn, I haven't said a single
Did you
word.
start talking to yourself?
Yeah. I did start talking to myself. But I was like, damn, I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't said anything. And then I was like and I'm going to sleep, so I'm starting to get thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I get to the gym at 5 a.m., Karina left work at 5 a.m. I was like, I went 12 hours without saying a single word to anybody.
Yeah.
And I told this to Dad, and Dad was like, yo, I went backpacking for 5 days.
Didn't say a damn
And I
thing.
didn't talk to anyone. Oh, it made me feel
I don't know what I would do.
feel like nothing. I was like, oh man, that's insane.
Put you in your place.
That is crazy.
I feel like if I was hiking for 5 days, I don't know. I have no idea I haven't been like anywhere close to that situation, but I feel like I'd probably start like talking to the things around me.
Talking
They're
to a
like,
tree.
You're a beautiful tree. Good job, tree. No eyes have seen you except for me right now.
Yeah.
You're a great looking tree. Good job. Keep up the good work. You know.
Oh man.
Well, you definitely start talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's it like just having like your thoughts just uninterrupted, other than yourself, just like you're just cruising and thinking and
Man, it is so nice
Yeah.
to not have any other distractions.
yeah. Do you ever start thinking about like work and stuff like back home, or
Yeah,
kinda, like,
you
quash
definitely
that?
No, I think about everything for sure. It's a time to get things straight.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you can really sort things out in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is. It definitely is kind of like a Zen experience for sure.
Do you like-
Being alone.
Yeah.
You know, on the other hand, when you have a partner, which I usually do, then it's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Because it's weird, because then you are talking quite a bit, but it's just to one other person.
Yeah.
You know, and that has an effect on you. Frank, I love you.
Where's this going?
But you know,
Frank, I love you. Sometimes you just got shut up, Frank. No.
Oh man, that's good.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man.
Do you find like I find like, and I've heard this about dudes specifically, is like dudes can get to a point, especially like in long car rides or like that, where you can just like chill and be silent, and it's like the most bonding experience like two dudes could have, just driving and just not, you go through like some conversation, but then you can drive for like an hour and a half or 2 hours without saying a damn thing, and you're just like, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I don't know. I feel like I've had this experience a couple times with some of my guy friends.
I like that. I like that idea a lot. Frank, take a note.
Oh my gosh!
I like
The
that
gloves
idea.
are off. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's good.
Oh man.
So you met Jeff, right? Jeff Fearing.
Yeah.
You met, yeah. You've heard him.
Oh yeah.
So when we had a competition in Sacramento, and him and I decided to carpool together. Jeff, I love you. We decided to carpool together. It was like 3.5 hours. We talked for the whole 3.5 hour drive. And I loved it. I loved it because Jeff loves to talk. I like to talk, and so we talked about everything, and it was really really cool because we've never really like had that ability to have that conversation. And so since we were sitting in a vehicle for 3.5 hours, I mean, there's almost nothing you can do but either sit there quietly or talk. And so we seriously, when we left town, he was like, yo, how's training going? And I was like, yeah, it's going good. And I was like, how's work? Because he works at Lompoc. He's a PE teacher. And we just seriously talked for 3.5 hours, the whole damn time, all the way up until we pulled into the driveway at the Airbnb. Yeah.
Nice.
Gnarly.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was cool. I liked it. It was a good time. But yeah, there's definitely a time and place for shut the hell up. And there's definitely a time and place for just let it roll, man. Just whatever.
I drove it with Kate and Shalane.
Oh,
and
man.
I think, a couple hours in, I was like, okay, bye.
Oh, no. Nice.
On the trail, the answer is to just separate.
Oh.
So, sometimes
Meet you up at,
sometimes you just got to walk a couple of 100 yards ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Get a little space.
Yeah. There you go.
Definitely, you got to stay within screaming range. There's a bear kind of thing,
Yeah.
Come help me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. Yeah. I mean, and then you're not out there to like, I mean, yes, you're going out there with a buddy, but I mean, the sole purpose of going out there, I'm sure, is not so you and so can spend 4 days together. Like if you and so wanted to spend time together, you guys can just go get a beer and just kick back. Like I'm sure when you go backpacking and you're out there for that long, the ultimate goal is to have a good time and see the beautiful landscape, but then also to have some you time. Mm-hmm. And so I can definitely see that. That's cool. You get the best of both worlds. You get to go and have a good time with a buddy, and then you also get your time.
You ever
cool.
You ever fight a bear?
No.
You're getting close to fighting a bear.
I was kind of expecting the answer to be like, well, this time.
We've had some close calls, but
You have
You
to
see
scare one
this?
away.
See this mustache? You don't get a mustache like this without fighting a
This
bear.
is the bear's tail. This
Yeah.
ain't no mustache. This is the bear. Have you had
No,
a close encounter with something? Or
yeah, we've definitely come up on them,
yeah.
but never had any kind of incident.
No, yeah. I mean, just what do you do? Just yell, scare, throw something? Well, I mean, have you been?
Walk away quietly.
I just kind of hang out and let them do their thing.
Okay,
They
yeah.
usually wander off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume that they're not very, very, very interested in like trying to harm you or trying to do. They're just like a lot of things where they're like, oh yeah, there's a snake. It's just as scared as you as it is of you of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I would somewhat assume that like, yeah, you see a bear, the bear's gonna just be a freaking bear. It's like seeing a dog in the streets. It's like the dog's gonna just be a dog. If it comes after you, then hey, bad luck. So I say,
Just like seeing a shark in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's probably like, that doesn't look tasty.
Yep, yeah.
I
Or maybe it does.
I'm terrified of sharks. I hate sharks. Sharks are terrifying. I feel like every shark is like, I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah, they got land sharks now. You hear about that?
What? Land sharks?
Land sharks. They're up in the wilderness.
AKA bears. Is that the pseudonym for bears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hairless bears.
Hairless bears. That sounds terrifying.
All right. Well, so backpacking, man, that's super rad. I know you're also into mountain biking. I know you started off road biking, right?
right.
Started off road biking, and then you got into mountain biking. And I've gone and rode with you. You kick ass. I try to hang on. I can't hang on. I can hang on for the first X amount of time, but no, you kick ass, man. You kick ass. I like it. I like seeing you in here being able to work out, move a barbell, move your body, and then take it up into the mountains and ride a bike hard and move. And I'm typically always behind him. So being able to see him maneuver a bike down a hill, it's super, super cool. And to see him in here moving a barbell is super, super rad as well.
Thank you.
How long have you been mountain biking again?
10 years.
About 10 years? That's so cool. And then it started off with the road biking, but then you did a little bit of BMX, right? You did
As a kid.
as
yeah.
a kid. Was that more track? Like you raced
Yeah,
dirt
I don't-
track
yeah,
and BMX? Okay. Cool. Did you ever take that far-ish, or did you ever compete, or did you, or
No,
just for more fun, or
when we moved, that went away.
Oh, okay.
Because I was doing that in Sacramento, you know, when I was in junior high school, and then
Oh, okay.
moved here. There wasn't any kind of BMX thing or group. You know, that was more like a friend thing. You
Okay,
know, that was
okay.
the neighborhood I lived in. There were several kids that were into it.
And you were in
And-
junior high, you said?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I moved here, I didn't know anybody, and my dad took me to the Tailwinds. I think they still exist.
They do. Was that here in town?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when I graduated, did I tell you a little? Cause I rode with them.
I think you might have mentioned.
Maybe something. So when I graduated high school, I did a little bit of riding with them, and Chuck, the owner of
Oh,
Pedal
yeah.
Power,
Oh, yeah.
when Pedal Power was a thing, yeah, he took really good care of me. But I rode with the Tailwinds for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that you started with them.
Yeah.
And you came here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I didn't know anything, and they showed us how to get to Pismo,
Yep. Yeah.
and that became my ride.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So in high school, I met a guy, Waldo Herrera, and he was into riding, and the two of us just became, you know, thick as thieves. And we rode to Pismo all the time. We had a regular ride on Sunday morning was to ride up there and then have pancake breakfast at Fish City.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And back when there was a Fish City. Pancakes at Fish, you know? I don't know. They were great. And he and I had such a good time. We ended up riding to Big Sur over the summer.
From
Santa Maria, yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
damn.
we did a 1 week road trip there when we were just kids, you know? It was awesome.
There you go. Heck yeah, that's great. That's great. So, backtrack, or not backtrack, but coming back to where we were.
Mountain biking.
Well, mountain biking.
Got into mountain biking because road biking was too dangerous.
Okay, that's okay.
I got a wife and kids, and I don't know what the deal was, but 10 years ago, I haven't been paying that close attention, to be honest, but 10 years ago, there were several deaths in the local community
Yeah.
on the roads here, and I was like,
enough.
enough.
I remember reading stats, and when I first started doing CrossFit, I remember hearing from a lot of people. There's a lot of naysayers who were like, "Oh, CrossFit's dangerous. You get injuries, these kind of thing." And I remember reading some stats, and I was like, "More people get injured and die from road biking than CrossFit by like a large margin." I don't remember what the numbers were, and I was like, "Oh man, I just didn't realize how dangerous road biking was." Yeah,
It's
pretty
really
serious,
dangerous. Well, if you get hit by a car, odds aren't good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
But there's no cars in the mountains.
yeah.
So the trail...
bears.
Just the occasional bear, rattlesnake, yeah.
Cars are land sharks.
Yes. Oh man. So going from there, the reason you kind of made that switch into mountain biking was just solely because.
Solely.
I mean, yeah, it's dangerous. It is. And taking that route, because I used to live in Guadalupe, so I used to ride from Guadalupe out to Pismo, Guadalupe to Avila. I used to do that ride all the time. Highway 1 doesn't really have a shoulder like at all. It's just the white line. It's
Yeah.
just the white line, and you're
Super dangerous.
It is pretty bad. And it's super dusty out in Guad. It's windy, and so like the chances of you being
Like
seen.
bugs in your eyes and stuff.
Yeah,
like
well, like the dirt getting in front of the drivers and like not being able to see you and stuff
Oh,
like that.
jeez,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like it's just not ideal.
Yeah.
It's just not ideal. So yeah, going up into the mountains, I can definitely see that being a little bit more safer. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's how it started. But then I realized once I started doing it, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is way more fun.
It's quiet. There's no sound of rushing cars
Yeah.
going by you.
Yeah.
exhaust fumes.
Right. It's beautiful. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It is a serene.
It's the hiking of bike riding.
It's the yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's another aspect to it that's kind of fun, and that's the downhills.
Oh yeah.
So the downhill they don't last long.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're climbing uphill, but for that small
Yeah,
portion, that's
The speed ratio is like 1 to 3 or something, right? Like climbing a hill has got to be.
yeah, climbing a hill you're going like 5 miles an hour, and downhill I've hit 40
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's like a.
through the trees.
Yeah.
So
I gotta
it's
take
like
my
a
camera.
roller coaster.
Yeah, I gotta take my camera so I can show you him. Like, cause I'm trying to
hauling.
stay on him.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best. Like going uphill, I can kind of stay with him. But as soon as we like hit the downhill, I'm with him.
Flying.
Yeah. He's just going. Yeah. And I'm
It's a video here.
I would yes. It is super gnarly. It is super gnarly. But like you said, so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
So
it's
much fun.
ridiculous. Ridiculous. You can get you out there, man. You have a bike.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you feel like going over the handlebars, man? That'd be a
Well,
good
I
time.
thought. I mean, when we bought some bikes a little while ago when our kids were getting older, we did like a whole thing. We bought a bunch of bikes for the family because we just didn't have any at that
Yeah,
point. And
yeah.
I was like really tempted to like. It's like, well, if you want to do trails, it's like this one's a little better. And I was like almost on the edge of like spending twice as much for like some Cannondale or something like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm actually gonna go up there. I'll stick with the Giant or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's a down payment on a car, man. They're so expensive.
Yeah, it was like $1,000 versus I think my bike was like $400 or something like that. But
Oh.
yeah, I should get up there.
Nah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
You can spend anything now.
That's
crazy numbers if you
we
want.
live in such an interesting time where your hobbies there's no ceiling to the amount you can spend on your hobbies. It's like, well, you can get started for $400 or $20,000. Choice is yours, you know.
Yeah. I had somebody asking me the other day about a barbell, and they were like, "How much do the bars run?" I was like, "Well, those ones are like $265, I think, right now on Rogue." And they're like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I didn't want to react because I wasn't sure if that was a lot
Yeah,
or a little.
yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, no, yeah, about two." They're like, "Damn, that's crazy." And I was like, "Expensive?" They're like, "Yeah, that's ridiculous." And I was like, "You should see some of the Olympic lifting barbells
Yeah.
from like Alinco. Like those
Yeah.
are like $1,700 bars,
Yeah.
like $1,500 bars.
Gotta get that whip just right.
Yeah, those are wow. Those are insane. Oh man,
It is interesting how prices on things go. Like the you can get like 90% of the way there with just like a piece of like metal or something, right? But then like
Yeah.
that fine tuning from like 90% to like 100% like amazing. The price is just they're exponential. So
boom.
it just goes crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the way it is with like all hobbies. Like I feel like fishing would be the same way. It's like, oh, you can get a rod and some hooks for like $100.
Yeah.
Like, or if you want a good setup,
Yeah.
$10,000 in fishing equipment.
Exactly. So Dan, going from mountain biking, now you made your way into a CrossFit gym. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first CrossFit
Yeah.
gym you've been a part of? How did that come into play?
How did I
all
get
of a
here?
Sudden,
Yeah.
How all of a sudden you were like, you know what, CrossFit sounds cool. I'm gonna do that. Or did you see a video online, or did your buddy was doing it and you're
No.
like, I can do that? Or how did CrossFit come into your life?
I was at In Shape,
Here in town?
and
Okay.
for several years, and then with COVID, they closed.
Yep.
So I was at my house, just doing push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups,
Just hanging from bars.
jogging around the neighborhood.
Yeah. Did you have any equipment at that time or no?
I had rings.
Had rings? Okay.
I had rings that I was hanging from the patio cover.
There you go.
Yeah, just hanging.
Just hanging out.
4 minutes a day. Just hanging.
And anyway, as COVID started to let up,
Yeah.
I was looking for a return to working out, and just thinking, the big mass gym with the hundreds of people in there getting their germs all over the place, just, for some reason didn't appeal to me anymore. I was looking for something a little smaller.
COVID made germs pretty pretty bad. Yeah.
You know what's funny is that I didn't get sick at all. I have not been sick. I'd get a cold like every other month or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't get sick at all.
You've been building immunity over your life with all these adventures you've been taking.
Yeah, well, I think it was maybe, not being in the gym where there's 100 people sweating all around you, coughing and wiping their, nose on the equipment.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I just didn't have any desire to go back into that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was looking for something, thinking, what is small? And this is
You probably
This is
found
it.
literally the smallest gym
Yeah.
available at the time.
Small,
was us out of the barn.
I had no idea that it was gonna be like personal coaching. And that is the experience that I've had. I feel like you're my coach.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a one-on-one thing. You're doing it with the other people, but you know who they are. It's like you're one-on-one because you're keeping track of all their weights. You're keeping track of their health, their injuries, whatever. So it's like a group one-on-one experience kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But,
Absolutely.
so, I mean, I was hooked after that. I had no idea going into it was going to be like that, but it's really neat.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great experience.
Yeah, I still remember day one at the barn. And yeah, I think at that time that would have we probably were literally the smallest gym in Santa Maria at that point. Because I think we had like 20, maybe 20 people, maybe it was 15. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was
I would weigh more on the 15 side.
15 side,
Yeah.
of like total membership. And so we had classes of like 3, 4. I think
Right.
we had like our first Saturday class. I think you were there. At
He
the
came
first
out on the
Saturday class.
first Saturday class.
Yeah.
we
Total
ever
coincidence.
opened up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
total coincidence. And I think there's probably only 14, 12, maybe 12 people there.
Yeah, I think it was like 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was small.
Saturday partner workout,
Yeah.
just like we're about to do. We still have every Saturday, 8:30. Yeah. Cool, man. That's so cool. So now that you've been here for a while, now you've been here for like 5 months. We opened up in March, right? Been here for about 5 months. If you had to tell somebody like if they were looking for some sort of fitness outlet and they were trying to do something, or they were like, I got to start working out, would you? And I'm not necessarily trying to say, hey, tell people to come here. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just would.
But
would
there is
you,
a right answer.
Yeah, yeah. There is a right answer and a wrong answer.
If you want coffee,
But would you, now knowing that what you do, now knowing what this is all about, I mean, are you more likely to kind of like say like, hey, you should give CrossFit a chance?
Yeah.
Like, should you?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is like what's your outlook on that? If somebody's kind of trying to find something.
I think it's awesome. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I'm hooked on 2 levels. I'm hooked on the workout, but I'm also hooked on the social aspect. And the social aspect is the better part of it.
Yeah.
So, and that's the 2 pieces. The one being the interaction with the group, the members in the group. I'm the 615 crew.
Yep.
And it's a good group there. Hi, Blanca. Hi. How's it going? And we're having a great time.
Absolutely.
Brenda and I are running afterward, and
Yep.
and she's super cool, and Matt's coming in there, and he's great. Mike from time to time. So
Yeah.
this group, we're getting to know them, and that's awesome. And then there's you interacting with you is the other social aspect, which is really cool. So it's been good getting to know you.
Likewise,
and
man.
to have your encouragement. That's
Thank you.
huge. Just to be cheered on. It's just completely different when you're working out at the gym by yourself. You're just trying to motivate yourself. It's something to see other people, and that helps. Like when I was over at InShape, there was other people around. And I knew, we're all kind of seeing each other, and that is some
Yeah.
motivation. But it doesn't compare to having somebody who's literally cheering you on and high-fiving you afterward, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
That was a big selling point for me as well, from going from the gyms, and just like you get so bored or don't know what to do, or whatever. You feel like you kind of like punch in, punch out, and like leave, and you don't really feel like all that accomplished. But then you come to a CrossFit class where there's like 8 to 15 other people or so, and you're all suffering doing the same thing. And then a couple people finish, and then instead of just like pack it up and leaving, they kind of turn around and they're like, all right, Dan, let's go. One more. Like we were in a class yesterday, and all of us were just going, one more. We're yelling one more at somebody else just before the time ticked over. It's the community sense is it's unreal. I don't think there's anything like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unmatched.
Yeah.
It really is.
But then the exercises as well are really good. I got to tell you, I feel like my physique has really improved.
Yeah.
And it's surprising because I wouldn't have guessed that in 45 minutes, that's the amount of time we're probably actually exercising.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That you could have these results. I mean, when I was in shape, I was lifting for probably 2 hours,
Yeah.
at a time.
Yep.
And I think I'm having better results doing this, really.
Yeah, short amount of time.
In,
Yeah.
in half the time, less than half the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a great example, like yesterday, we had a 12-minute EMOM of some weightlifting, and then we had a workout that had a 15-minute time cap. and I think you finished the workout in like 13 something. So I mean, you're working for 25 minutes. It's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But it's the intensity that we're working at. It's the focus that we're trying to drive. It's more structured. So it's not go in and it's like, this is what I want to do today because this is how I feel. It's like we will tailor it. Yes, if you come in and you're like, hey, yo, my wrist isn't feeling so good. I don't want to go overhead. Okay, well, we can still do something else. But yeah, I mean, the structure that we have and what we're looking to try to achieve, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. And it's exciting to see. It's very exciting to see.
Definitely.
Bingo. Well, Mr. Dan, it's a pleasure, sir. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. If any of you ever want to come out and take a Saturday class, we have Saturday classes every Saturday. 8:30. It's a partner workout. You can come on out, have a good old time. We're about to do one here in about 20 minutes. But yeah, if you want any other information on One Life CrossFit, you can go to onelifecrossfit.com. You can check out all the schedule, the prices, the community behind it. We have our Facebook page linked in there, so you can check all that out. Send us an email. If you have any questions, you're always more than welcome to come out and take a class. I think that is it.
Heck yeah.
Bingo. We'll see you guys next time. Later.